Kelly Krauskopf, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you were perfectly fine when Fever fans were bending over, kissing your ass, applauding your decisions, you better stand here and take it when Fever fans are pissed off, upset, and are voicing their displeasures. If our voice mattered that much then, you best believe it matters that much now.
The Indiana Fever president just made some comments about Caitlin Clark that have the entire basketball world talking. And let me tell you, the backlash was swift and brutal. When you try to downplay your franchise players' importance, karma has a funny way of reminding you who really runs the show. The fallout from this mess is absolutely wild. What do you think happens when organizations try to minimize their biggest stars?
Fever brand is going to get as big and go as far as Caitlin Clark takes it. And I don't think Kelly Krauskopf understands that. And the latest video that is surfacing, floating around, being consumed by Fever fans across the globe, because this is an international superstar they have on their hands. This may have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
So apparently someone at the Indiana Fever thought it would be a brilliant idea to go on record talking about how they want to build their brand beyond just Caitlin Clark, because nothing says smart business strategy like publicly diminishing the person who single-handedly saved your franchise from complete irrelevance, right? The comments came from Fever leadership, and I'm being generous calling it leadership here, where they talked about wanting to create an enduring brand like Apple, while making sure everyone knows they don't want to rely too heavily on their foundational players. Foundational players, by the way, is corporate speak for the reason anyone gives a damn about our team.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
Let me break down exactly how tone deaf these comments were. This executive basically said they want to sustain growth and interest in the franchise, while simultaneously suggesting that Caitlin Clark, the person responsible for that growth and interest, shouldn't be the primary focus. It's like McDonald's saying they want to be known for more than just burgers while actively trying to hide the Big Mac. The immediate reaction from fans was exactly what you'd expect when you insult their intelligence. Social media exploded with people calling out the organization for being completely out of touch with reality. And honestly, they deserved every bit of criticism they got.
This isn't the NFL. This is the WNBA. A star is going to take the Fever where the Fever want to go. And that star is Caitlin Clark. Kelly, you're talking about being a leading brand. You're talking about sustaining growth, sustaining the interest level in the franchise. You know how that happens? Is if Caitlin Clark stays in Indiana, is if Caitlin Clark is participating in an entertaining and exciting brand of basketball that doesn't take away and diminish her skill sets, that doesn't turn off fans that have been following her for the last 3 to 5 years.
Here's what these brilliant business minds seem to forget. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, the Fever were drawing maybe 4,000 fans per game on a good night. Television ratings were so low they barely registered. The team was essentially invisible in the sports landscape. Then CC shows up, and suddenly they're selling out arenas, breaking attendance records, and actually relevant in national conversations. But somehow in their infinite wisdom, they think this happened because of their amazing organizational structure and not because they have a generational talent who People actually want to watch play basketball. The delusion is absolutely staggering. The comparison to Apple is particularly hilarious because Apple became Apple by building their entire brand around revolutionary products that changed everything. They didn't succeed by trying to downplay the iPhone or pretend the iPad wasn't important. They embraced their game-changing innovations and built everything around them. What the Fever should be doing is exactly what successful franchises have always done with their superstars. When you have Michael Jordan, you don't try to minimize his impact. You build the entire organization around maximizing his talents. When you have Magic Johnson, you don't pretend the team would be just as popular without him. The Lakers didn't become Showtime by accident. The Bulls didn't become a global phenomenon by coincidence. These things happen because smart organizations recognized that they had special players and built their entire identity around showcasing those talents. But apparently, the Fever brain trust missed that memo. Instead of embracing the fact that they won the lottery with Caitlin Clark, they're worried about spreading the wealth and making sure everyone gets their shine. It's like they're more concerned with hurt feelings than winning championships. And let's talk about the timing of these comments because it makes them even more ridiculous. This came right after we've been watching Caitlin struggle with a system that doesn't maximize her abilities. We've seen her having to fight for touches, deal with teammates who don't pass, and play in an offense that seems designed to make her less effective. So when fans are already frustrated with how the organization is handling their superstar, what do? They go public with comments that basically confirm everyone's worst fears about their priorities. It's like they were trying to pour gasoline on a fire. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Fans started questioning whether the organization actually deserves to have Caitlin Clark. People began talking about how she might be better off elsewhere when her contract situation allows it. The exact opposite of what you want when you're trying to build a sustainable brand. And here's the kicker. They're absolutely right to be concerned. Caitlin Clark isn't just going to stick around forever if the organization doesn't show they're committed to winning. She's too talented and too competitive to waste her prime years with an organization that doesn't appreciate